Welcome to the Dusty Futon Musicians Podcast, where we are striving to revolutionize the music industry one artist at a time. This podcast is just the beginning. Every episode of the Dusty Futon features a local and independent artist, band, or musician from the Southern California area. The conversation is raw and will very rarely be bleeped, although that has happened before. All these songs are owned fully by the artist, and permission to use their song recordings has been given to the Dusty Futon LLC. We have no sponsors and will not take on paid advertisers. This is and will always remain a free service to the artists who need it. This is why we set up a Patreon account. Special access to behind-the-scenes video and audio, extra produced video and audio content, direct access, and more for a monthly donation. Just go to patreon.com/thedustyfuton. patreon.com/thedustyfuton. Doug Schmude writes story songs and plays a mean guitar. His songs are emotional, original, and sometimes based on a true story.
I am my family's legacy, but their legacy ain't
Tyler chats him up about his past and influences, and we get a live performance of one of his new songs. It's another awesome day of music and comedy. Full disclosure, we recorded this before the Saints' questionable loss, so there is a mention of that upcoming game. Barring that little piece of conversation, let's chat with Doug Schmude.
This is cool. Two recording sessions with an actual instrument to play in a row.
We've been
What a
having
treat.
that happen lately.
I like it better.
Yes.
One, it's because the internet won't recognize it and tell you, this is copyrighted material. You can't put this up and post the video.
I like it because of the personality that it brings. It shows you a little bit more of the artist.
I was going to get there too.
But what's also great is what we're doing now is we actually will play a pre-recorded song. I want to make sure that we play at least one pre-recorded song.
Yes.
Okay, you're the boss.
So
That's right.
I am the boss.
And what Big John wants, Big John gets.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. And today, Big John, you know what you get?
What do I get?
You get Doug Schmude. He's here today. Welcome to the Dusty Futon.
Is it Schmoody or Schmood?
It is Schmoody. You got it right. You nailed
Yep.
it.
I did my research, and it even says right there, pronounced like moody.
That's
Like the Moody Blues. So that's how I
You
remember
can tilt that microphone up a bit if you want.
All right, we'll do.
Yeah, don't worry about just
But
manhandle the stand.
It is deceiving because
Likes
it's
it.
spelled not like how you would really think. I would have gotten it wrong in a spelling bee 100 times.
If looking at it, I would have gone Skamoody.
Yeah, it's like there's a C.
Skamoody?
There's a C in there somewhere.
So
Yeah,
you get that
there's
a lot?
There's a lot of consonants before you get to a vowel. So I get shumdy a lot. They just they
Shumdy.
think that you has to be that.
Wow.
So
It
it's
does.
okay.
It's just the dyslexia. It's okay. It's not-
Is that Polish?
It's German actually.
German.
Yeah.
Same
well,
thing.
then it's yeah.
That's okay.
At one point it was.
That's right.
Right?
Sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up again.
Okay,
Here we
but-
go. Here we go.
Yeah, well, his family comes from there, but he actually comes from a little place called Red Stick. Actually, more people know it as Baton Rouge in Louisiana. That's what that translates
Nice.
into. I also looked that up,
That is
too.
Wow, you went deep on your research
Nice.
this time, finally.
I speak French.
All right.
Or at least two words.
That's what he said.
That's what she said. We've got the sign up there.
I love it. The cue
Oh my
cards.
God.
Another
Saints.
Dusty Futon.
Go Drew
first.
Brees.
That's great. So, are you a Saints fan? Hey, she brought it up. We got to ask.
I am a bit of a Saints fan. I spent a long time in Colorado,
dat?
so I'm a little bit more of a Broncos
Oh,
fan.
no.
Oh, you should have stuck with Saints. I'm so gross.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Broncos.
We're in a hostile environment
You
now.
served it up, and I just missed it.
The only reason I like the Saints is Drew Brees.
Easy breezy.
Easy breezy.
Gotta love him.
That guy, when I
Respect.
first started liking the Chargers, he was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And so-
he taught Phil everything that he
did.
knows, and we got to thank their recent success to some of that. So,
Yes.
All right, we gotta
let's
talk music.
let's stop
Let's
thanking
do it.
them and let's focus on Doug. Thank
Yes.
you for coming out here and sitting on the futon. And I know, sorry,
Taking your
disclaimer, it
afternoon.
wasn't really a futon. Kim didn't tell you.
That's okay. I won't
Okay.
tell anybody.
I'm glad it wasn't a deal
I'm
breaker.
we just
secret,
told
our little
everybody.
secret.
I hear we are in the works. Yes or
We
no?
got it.
We got it.
We got it.
We got it.
It's in
Okay.
storage. I
It's in
have the
storage.
original futon that we started on.
no way.
I have it in my possession in the storage unit for the Dusty Futon. It's there.
It is the
Yay.
coveted futon.
It'll
It's
be
like
brought out
Iron
at the
Throne.
our next event that we do.
Good.
We will be sitting on it and broadcasting from it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, we go off site.
It's like a Christmas miracle.
Yes.
It is.
Excellent.
This is a holiday edition of the Dusty Futon, in case you guys didn't know.
Jingle bells, and that's it. No copyright issues. All right, we're done. That's all.
I'm pretty sure that's a free domain song, isn't it?
I don't know.
I
Well, it
don't know.
depends.
Who wrote
Yeah.
that?
Doug,
cares?
any ideas,
Fuck.
Doug?
I don't know, but we don't want to find out.
No.
Probably not. Probably
Again,
not.
let's talk about Doug.
Yeah.
So, you went from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to all over the place, and
Indeed.
you ended up in Irvine, California. Beautiful
It is
Irvine.
beautiful.
Home of the Anteaters.
That is it.
But in between there, so where did you go? And why did you leave? Who are you?
He's the mystery, the man, the
Yeah.
mystery.
So I did move around a lot as a kid. I moved, like I said, born in Baton Rouge. I grew up mainly in Oklahoma and Texas. Spent a brief period in Connecticut, but like I said, mostly Oklahoma and Texas. I went to high school there. And then from Texas, I went to Colorado, where I went to school and spent a number of years there.
The University of Colorado in Boulder.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
My nephew went to University of the Mines.
Yeah, Colorado
Colorado.
School of Mines. I used
Yeah.
to live in Golden, right near there.
Oh, yeah?
Is that mimes? Like people who don't talk and pretend
I
they're
know.
Clown college. But a lot
like-
quieter.
M-I-N. He's like a physicist or something.
Yeah, like mines in the ground. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's,
M-I-N.
Whoa,
yeah.
things that blow up shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Well, not
a
that
college
kind
for
of
that?
like no, not those kind of mines,
He's
like
like-
coal mines and
Ah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, that kind of mine.
Like
Mine,
like women
mine,
digging up the past. Got it.
He's like a physicist.
So then,
I don't know.
from Colorado, I went to Tennessee. I lived in Nashville for a couple of
Oh, yeah.
years
Because
and
of
then-
music or because
Yeah,
of,
I was making a go of music out there, and then,
So was it like you were living in Colorado, and that's where you kind of picked up the guitar and learned the finesse and kind of how to do it?
I did most of. I started playing when I lived in Texas, and when I went to Colorado, I played a bit, and then when I got out of college, I just started really getting into it and writing music. And
Had the long hair, a total hippie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
the hair's all gone. I don't know. It's just,
I feel your pain.
There's a
man.
couple.
Feel
There's
your
a couple
pain.
still
there's
there.
a few. I'm holding on, man. I'm not ready to say goodbye yet.
Graciously. Yeah. So I went to Tennessee because Nashville, I mean, that place is made of music.
That's right.
Yeah. So how is Nashville? I've only been to the airport once. That was it.
That was
Had a
your claim
beer,
to Nashville?
But it seemed like a really cool place, and the country there is beautiful. But the scene is completely different. I hear it's unlike anywhere else.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
it's-
all kind of music. It's not just country.
It is. I mean,
It is all just country. No, that's all it is.
That's the only music there is.
Shut up, Tyler.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's band. It's like in Footloose, you know. They don't.
Yeah.
You can't dance or rock
can't
and roll. Yeah.
There's no rock and rolling in the streets.
Oh my God. Okay, so back
So-
to your question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize.
No worries. Nashville's a great place. It like you said, it just oozes music. I mean, there's everybody you meet is doing something with music, as a songwriter, as a musician, as a producer. So it's fantastic
So
for
it's
that.
Everywhere.
That seems like the place to be, especially somebody who grew up in Texas and learned how to play the guitar and moved through there. What brought you
Louisiana.
out here to San Diego, to Irvine?
Yeah, of all places,
I
right?
know, right? That's so
Beautiful Irvine. Actually, it was a job. I'd quit my job and moved to Tennessee and was doing music full time for a couple years and just kind of got burned out on it. It wasn't really fun anymore. It was just kind of, it became work. So I said, hey, I'm gonna do something different, make a change. So got a job out in actually a guy that I met playing music in Tennessee. Had since moved out here and got me a job, and
Nice.
so I moved out here, my wife and I, and we've been here. Gosh, I've been here about 15 years now, so I guess longer than I lived anywhere.
You're stuck now.
Right.
Yep.
I might be.
Just like everybody else that moves down here to Southern California.
SoCal, you
I'm
can't-
not
you
going
can't-
back.
You can't escape it. once
You can't
you're-
make me dragging like your fingernails in the asphalt on the way to the airport.
And then all you got to do is remind him about the gas taxes.
Oh no, it's worth it. There's a reason we're all still here, Big
That's
John.
true. That's true.
I know. It's so pathetic, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, he was just holding out for the legal weed. That's what it was.
Yeah,
It's only a matter of time.
Well, Colorado's all hooked up. with
that's
that,
right.
aren't they?
That's
Oh, yeah?
right.
They got it first.
Yeah, they
Beat us
did,
to
huh?
it. That's right.
I think
They
that's
showed
why-
us. They showed the rest of the country how it's done.
I think that's why my nephew's not coming back to SoCal. I gotta tell you.
So what a journey you took, and I mean, took it. That's great
Tooken.
English. Yeah, man.
I took
What a
it.
journey you've been on.
I took it a journey.
He takes journeys. Who inspired you to pick up the guitar?
Well, really, my brother. I have 4 older brothers, and my brother was into all kinds of old. It was like in the 80s.
You
when
the
I
youngest?
I'm the youngest, yeah. And there's like not much good guitar music in the 80s. I know there's exceptions, but
hey, I'm a Megadeth fan, buddy. You watch your mouth.
Yeah, there was definitely some. I know there's definitely some, but my brother was in college at the time and loaned me a bunch of old vinyl of classic rock, Zeppelin, and all Hendrix and J.J. Cale and John Mayall and Dylan, all that stuff. And that's really kind of what got me into it. And I said, hey, I want to do that. And
did you go see them in concert and something? That was kind of like your come to Jesus moment, or was it literally just sit in front of the record player?
It was just listening to it and going, I want to be able to try to do that, And as a kid, told my parents I want to play the guitar, and they're like, okay, another thing, right? Sure.
Right.
And this is just like ballet.
Right, exactly.
Throw this away too.
But it stuck. This one stuck. I spent a long time hunched over the guitar in high school, trying to copy licks and learning how to play. And
it'll certainly show through. Your talent is very profound. I noticed when I got to listen to a couple of your tracks on Reverb Nation.
Cool.
I got to listen to you. We got you through Reverb Nation.
Excellent.
Thank you to them. Yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of that guitar, do you think it's time to maybe hear one of these?
I think we should hear a song.
I think we do. Are we going to do a pre-recorded song first? Okay.
Because I forgot to connect the guitar side.
Okay. Convenient.
You didn't have to tell us that. You could have said, yes, that's the plan.
Okay. So what is this song called? What are we playing?
We have 4 songs that he sent us. Cool. 3 looks like 3 are off of one album and one's not, or one's off of a different album. We have Rusty Dog Tags. Is that a single?
Actually, it was off the previous CD I released a couple of years ago.
Okay, and then we have Setting Fires on the Moon, My Daddy's Musket, and The Light, which are off of Burn These Pages, which is your newest album?
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I would like our guest to choose the first song.
too.
What do you want to open up the show with?
Let's start with one right across the plate. Let's do Setting Fires on the Moon.
That's the one I was going to pick. Yes. Yeah. So this one coming up, Setting Fires on the Moon by Doug Schmude. Is that you on the piano, Doug?
It is not. I do noodle on the piano, but this is not me.
No.
I look for you in the sky every night. The San Andreas Fault running through my mind. I'm holding it together with alcohol and twine.
We have a theme.
Yeah.
It seems to be the theme lately.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Out on my lawn. Tonight something draws me out beyond where you appear in the sky, rising above the trees, not to be denied. You're setting fires on the moon tonight. I can see you from down here, up amongst the stars, a light running wild with a flare. Setting fires on the moon, setting fires on the moon. It can only be you, setting fires on the moon.
This is so groovy
It is. I love it.
and so easy on the ears and the soul.
Yeah, I love the tone of your voice. It's really smooth.
I was going
Thank
to
you.
comment on that, how I hear your speaking voice compared to your singing voice, and it does not match up to me. I'm still
yeah,
trying to
I
do
hear
the
that.
math in my head, and I'm going cross-eyed thinking about it.
Yeah, I did. I was like, wasn't expecting that either.
But it is very unique. It almost has like that kind of, it's almost like Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, except for those like random spouts of like, yeah. Yelling at you. You know?
Maybe on the next record, I'll randomly yell at you.
This is for
No, that's Billy's thing. Let's
Okay,
let
fair
him
enough.
keep
Let's
that,
let him
yeah.
keep that.
Underneath this velvet sky, you're setting fires on the moon tonight. I can see you from down here, up amongst the stars, a light running wild with a flare. Setting fires on the moon, setting fires on the moon.
Is that like a Rod Stewart influence?
Not intentionally, but maybe.
I don't know.
I'll
Do you
take
hear
it.
that too? It's like his voice almost has that Rod Stewart.
Yeah, it's that kind of raspiness.
The raspiness,
Yeah.
for sure. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Morning, the stars that are no longer there, raising an empty glass to the names that are coming back.
Setting Fires on the Moon by Doug Schmude. You can listen to this song and many, many, many more on his Reverb Nation page. There's a ton. You've got like a million songs on there.
Not about a million, but I do have a few.
Okay, close.
Yeah.
How long have you been putting them out for?
I released my first CD in 2003, and then it was several years, 2014, the next one, and then 17 and 18, which is pretty quick for me. So I've started a while ago.
And right out of the gates, your first CD gets nominated for an Orange County Music Award.
It did, yeah. That was pretty cool.
Wow. Show off.
I didn't win.
That's like being nominated for a Grammy. Like, oh, I didn't win, but I got nominated for a Grammy.
You're like, man, I wore a suit.
Oh, darn. You still got the nomination, though. That's a nod to your performance.
That is true. It was.
At least you're recording.
Cool. That's right. It was cool.
Where was that recorded, by the way? That was crisp.
This latest one, actually, most of it was recorded in a home studio I've been putting together for a number of years.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, so really nice. That one, let's see, just about everything. I think the drums on that one I did elsewhere, but typically almost everything's home.
So you play the drums too?
I do noodle on the drums, but that was not me. I do. There's one of the songs I think you guys have. I play some drums on, so I do.
Oh, cool.
I dabble, but I'm not much of a drummer.
And he also plays the harmonica and the mandolin and the banjo.
You know, I play the drums.
Do you?
Yeah, I play the drums.
No, he does not. Don't believe him for
I believe
him. Remember he made us watch that video?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, God. He was wanking. He wasn't even playing. It's like,
he's wearing a Foghat shirt. I'm going to give it to him.
That is a pretty badass shirt.
I mean, seriously. He's owning it.
I'm going to go buy a Foghat shirt.
I got to say, though, Tyler's got the better shirt on. He's wearing one of our bands, Infinite Signal.
Yeah,
they were one of our guests.
Yes, they are an alumni of the Dusty Futon. Mm-hmm. They were on not that long ago. And can I say just a brief congratulations?
Yes,
Kelly and
Eli.
Kelly and Eli actually tied the knot. I had no idea they were even together.
I know.
Did we not talk about that at all?
They keep it separate.
I guess
that's like professionalism.
It's really professional.
Totally not that way.
But let's not keep
step
going
all over Doug's.
This is Doug's
Doug,
I know.
I do have a question. When you play out, do you play out solo or do you play out with your band?
Mostly solo.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do a duo with other folks, but I do the harmonica and a rack thing and the stomp board, and I try to make it interesting.
The one-man band.
I see your neck harness over there.
Yeah, I might do something with that in a bit.
Yeah, he's got a neck harness with the harmonica, mouth harp holder, mouth harp.
Wow,
that's it.
Yeah. That's cool. I was wondering what that thing was. It looked kind of naughty.
It looks like some kind of retainer headgear.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I was gonna say because I did wear headgear.
It's
a fun fact.
Like.
But,
wow.
It was pink too. It wasn't fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
my brother had a purple one. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
they don't let you pick fun colors when you're wearing your headgear.
Do they still do that to kids? Do you still have headgear?
No, they have Invisaligns now.
Yeah, my kids had the brace. They had braces. Well, it still does, but they just had to put bands on.
We're really getting off topic.
Okay.
That's okay.
Did you have braces?
We're sticking to the format.
I should have had braces, but I did not.
Well, it would mess with your 4-octave range, as Freddie would say.
There you go.
Right? Like if Barbara Streisand got rid of her nose like she wanted to, it wouldn't have been her.
Wouldn't be the same.
It's the same thing with you, yeah.
Can't do it, man. Can't do
Something
it.
like that. It's a good story anyway. I'll have to use that one.
Did I hear a little slide guitar in there?
Yeah, so I do quite a bit of slide. I almost brought the resonator to do a song on that today, but I opted not to. But I play quite a bit of Delta blues and slide guitar stuff too.
Nice. I've always wanted to play the slide guitar. It looks so cool. Now, do you have like the regular guitar and you play it slide, or do you have the lap?
I do both. I have a dobro, the lap style, and then I usually use like a resonator guitar for bottleneck slide. So
nice,
yeah,
very nice.
Those are cool.
Skills.
I like the resonator guitars.
Yeah.
I should have brought it. I literally had it. I'm like,
that's okay.
Oh, really? You did one of those?
Enough time. I don't know. I'm the guy that shows up with 2 guitars. It just felt wrong.
So that song, Setting Fires on the Moon, that was on A New Century? That was your first CD?
No, that was actually on the one that just came out a couple months ago. Burn These Pages is the name of the CD.
Ah, very nice. Very nice. What was that song about? I was kind of curious. There's a lot of metaphor I feel in there.
Yeah, it's a song about like hope, you know. It's I songs kind of run the gamut for me, but that one is a little more, you know, metaphorical, if you will. But it's really just about hope and dark times kind of a thing. So
anything in specific maybe that you're willing to talk about, or
not really with that song. There's something hidden there, but actually got the idea for that song. I was listening to the radio and Fire on the Mountain was on, and the title was cut off, and it just said Fire on the MO, and I'm like, Fire's on the Moon. That's a cool metaphor.
Wow.
It wasn't even the right, and I'm like, I'm going to use that. So I just kind of grew from there.
Taken out of context and then, out of God's mouth into your ears, and here it is.
Now it's in our ears.
That's right.
Yeah, no kidding. Super catchy too.
Nice.
It was.
It blended together so well. It had almost like, I always compare things. I'm sorry if I do.
it's
and
good.
take offense, but it had almost like an REM kind of feel to it. You know what I
Blue.
mean?
Yeah, as long as you don't compare it to something you never want to hear again. I'm happy.
exactly.
Right?
I'm easy.
Fucking REM.
God, it sounded like Yanni.
Whatever.
That's why I was yawning.
People think you were
Down
not.
yeah. No, that was beautiful.
That was
you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
How many songs are on this latest record?
There's wow, you just stumped me. I think there's 10, but there may be 11.
Gotcha.
So it's a full.
It's a full length CD. Yeah, that's correct.
Is that typical for you, or do you like prefer the EPs, singles? Or?
I've been doing the full length record. I don't know if that's if I'm just a dinosaur. I don't know, but that is typical so far.
Who taught you how to play?
I took lessons for about 6 months when I lived in Texas, and then I just kind of, like I said, I was just hooked, and I stopped taking lessons, and I just.
It's terminal. You're gonna die with that guitar. in your
I
hand.
hope so. Yeah. I hope I die with a guitar close by. Anyway.
Do you play out regularly?
I do. Yeah, I try to. I play probably. I don't know, maybe 20 gigs or so, maybe 25 tops a year. Not as much as I probably should.
That's twice a month at least,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's about right.
So,
yeah.
where are you at usually? Where do you like to go?
As far as playing out?
Yes.
I like playing at like at little brew pubs is ideal, I think, because
Yeah.
you kind of get a built-in crowd and you can bring a few
Yeah.
folks in. I played at Board and Brew up in Irvine or in Tustin, actually.
Board and Brew has music?
They do. They have tap takeovers where they take over the taps and they have breweries come in and they have a big thing. So
Oh, that sounds like fun.
it was fun.
That
Yeah,
sounds like a lot of fun.
Gotta let us know when one of those is coming out.
that's,
Because
For
that's
sure.
a good thing.
Take a trip to Irvine.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
but
up the way.
it is. It's tough too doing original music, and then if you play predominantly solo, it's the
Yes.
places to play start to dwindle and get lower and lower when they want to hear
Yeah.
covers, and which is cool. I do some of that, but not much.
Yeah, you mostly play your own stuff.
I do, yeah.
That's cool.
no, when you do play live, are you by yourself or do you have a backup band that comes with you?
I a little bit of both, but typically it's by myself. Usually, sometimes I'll get someone to join me on either guitar or mandolin or something, but often it's by myself.
Just someone random. You're like, you,
Yeah,
you get up here.
exactly.
You look like you could play.
That's it.
Is it me, or is the mandolin just recently
Yes.
become like a flood into singer-songwriter duo
It's
partnerships?
magical. It is a magical instrument. It sounds like magic is coming out.
Well,
of
it's
it.
a wonderful instrument, but
Yeah.
it was huge in the early 70s, and then it like kind of faded out of music for a while, really. And then just in the last year or two, it's been exploding back into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
I
it
think
is.
a lot of the country upheaval really made a big
Americana.
Yeah.
effect on that. You
Yeah.
know, the country music became really, really huge, which means in the folk style. So you came in just at the right time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We'll see, right?
sales from Apple, and we'll
Right.
tell that.
So, what were some of your bigger influences that really led into like the style of which you play? Do you really like have one person that you?
I certainly not one, but when I was really kind of starting to figure out what I wanted to do and what kind of my sound or style might be, which or maybe that found me, maybe is a better way to say it, but I would say I was definitely influenced a lot by like Uncle Tupelo, Sunvolt, Wilco, those kind of bands, early 90s, kind of where they combined the Americana and folk with some punk elements and rock, and I really dug that. So I think I've definitely went down that road.
Yeah.
I love having guys like Doug Schmude on the Futon because it opens my eyes to the world because it makes me realize I've been living under a rock.
Right.
And I've never heard of any of these people, and I'm sitting
Same.
there like going, maybe that's why I suck. Because I haven't opened my
Tyler,
ears
no,
and my
that's not
eyes a
why.
lot.
That's not
Yeah.
why. Sorry, that's
no,
not why.
I was just born that way.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
you got two left hands.
That
yeah,
is interesting.
but that's the whole purpose. It was why we do this on the Futon. We bring people like Doug on to really open people's minds and
Yep.
get them involved out there and to show them that this format radio is not always the answer. You can get out and you can be active and you can show Doug, support him in his craft and get more of this made.
Yes.
Are Are we ready to do another song yet?
If you want.
Do we want to do a live one?
That's up to you,
Yeah, I
man.
was
You're
thinking
the
live.
host today.
I know. I am.
What social media platforms are you on?
Just Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
It's the only one you need. Let's be
I
honest.
don't know. The whole social. I just want. That's part of what disillusions tough about music. You know, I just want to make music. All
Yep.
the other stuff you
Yeah.
got to do, and I realize the value of it, but it's tough. You know.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's like you're your own business, and because of all this ancillary stuff you have to do, you're a full freaking corporate environment by one person.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
a
like,
lot.
okay, I got some time carved out to work
Yeah.
on music, and instead of being able to work on music, I got to go.
Do all this other.
Tighten
Yeah.
up your website.
Yeah,
Make
which
sure your
is-
Reverb Nation has updated blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Make sure you've set a post to go live on this hour and this time and blah blah blah.
That's a lot.
It's hard to do it by yourself, but
It
that's
is.
how we like to do it here on the Futon. We like to do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed.
We do.
I noticed. I personally don't, but you guys do. So
Well,
I guess
take
I'm
the
stuck that
longest
way.
road.
Okay, yeah, I was going to
From
say,
point A to
he
point-
must love doing the hard way because he lives in Arizona, fun fact.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wow.
You drive out here every
month.
every month
Every month.
Sometimes twice.
to
Sometimes
do this
twice a
and
month.
more.
Sometimes twice. And put us with us knuckleheads. I love it.
Yeah,
Like,
so this
really?
truly is a passion for you.
He's a
You
little
like
cray,
to do it a little
but
the hard
we're okay
way.
with that.
And come
I'm a
on,
glutton for punishment.
You were trained to do it the hard way because you were in the Navy, and that's how they made you do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. They don't.
right.
They don't believe in anything easy in the Navy.
What are you going to play for us?
Makes people lazy.
All right, so I'm gonna go a little south of the border here.
Oh, yay.
Orale! Vato!
I like the excitement.
We have a tendency to get overly excited here on the Dusty Futon.
Yeah, so now that you're all excited, I'm going to bring you down. So this is a tune that I wrote this past year. It's actually kind of become, I guess, more and more relevant through no fault of my own. But I read this book by a fellow named Oscar Martinez, and he's a journalist from El Salvador, and he wrote this book called The Beast or La Bestia. And it's about this train that travels through central Mexico that a lot of these migrants and folks migrating from Central America take. And it's a really, really dangerous, treacherous route with the route itself, and then the train. It runs, several days, and they strap themselves down, and folks are falling off. And anyway, it's just
Yikes.
it's a pretty somber experience, but it really struck me just the fact that what people are willing to go through to
Yeah.
try to get to.
I complain when my coffee is cold.
Yeah, no, it is
Right.
it is eye opening. So anyway, it's a tune called El Tren de la Muerte. Are we live with the
Oh, yeah.
guitar here?
Found
You hear it, right?
I do.
It is
All right,
hot.
let's make this happen.
Boom.
All right, let me get situated on the futon here. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Get a nice little groove.
All right. It's Doug Schmude on the futon for y'all.
I ain't never going back to El Salvador. They'll kill me as soon as I cross the border. Mexico ain't far enough away from me. They got long arms and longer memories. So tonight I wait in Arriaga, lying in the scrub. They say I know the beast is coming when I smell the blood. El Tren de la Muerte is coming down the tracks. It'll look you in the eye, it'll dare you to try, but it sure don't care if you die. I got nothing but a rope and a rosary, clothes on my back, shoes on my feet. And here she comes down the track like a nightmare. It'll look you in the eye, it'll dare you to try, but it sure don't care if you die. And there ain't but a few rules on these rails. Never admit you know nobody up there, and the only thing you can trust are your prayers. So I ride through the valley of the shadow of death. Bandits on my right, El Diablo on my left. Even God don't show his face round here anymore. Just the ghost of those who came before. And I know my road's long, and I know my odds are longer, but my conviction's stronger still. And the train de la Muerte is coming down the tracks. It'll look you in the eye, it'll dare you to try, but it sure don't care if you die. Sure don't care if you die.
Woo!
Thank you.
That was
Yeah.
The Beast by
That
Doug
was-
Schmude.
That was deep.
No
That was
kidding.
insane. I want to read
It's pretty
the book.
heavy. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. No, it just, I was
The
amazed
train
because
of death.
the tone and the imagery that you used in the lyrics like took me there and
Yes.
put me in the place, and you know, just the words like, you know, only a what was it, a rope and a rosary is all I have, you know, basically, because he's tying himself to this train and all he has is
That's
just
it.
prayers and God and heading into the unknown.
Who knows?
And it makes me happy to go to work on Monday.
Yeah.
Right?
my life is pretty damn
It is
normal.
perspective giving.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
it's a heavy subject. so.
Certainly worthy of nomination for
Heck yeah.
awards.
So
you
is that
know?
off your first album?
No, that's off. That's off the
That's
one I
the
just
new one?
put out. Yep, that's correct.
Woo.
Has that one been nominated for anything yet?
I got nothing. You guys want to nominate me? I'm ready.
I'm going to nominate
Oh,
you
hell
for
yeah.
a Dusty
Let's
Futoner.
get, we'll call it a Dusty.
We gotta
He
have
gets
some
a
award.
Dusty. I
The
like
Dusty
it.
Award.
We're going to make your album nice and dusty.
Right?
It's okay. I'll take it.
I could see it now. Handing him this thing, it's just like this decrepit old, like, here you
Yeah.
go, stapled together.
It's like a lint ball.
right.
Yeah. And then he's all, thanks. And then he wipes his
Like
hand off on his pants.
Popsicle
afterwards.
sticks and like, you know.
Ew.
I would proudly hang it on my wall.
That's
I don't know if it would stay there because it's old and dusty. It might fall off. And
Oh my God. that
Okay,
was-
I'm still
that was-
recovering from that. I'm like,
Yeah, that one's pretty heavy. We'll lighten it up after that one. I promise.
breathing, right?
You are breathing. So where can people buy your music? Find
Pretty
it?
much anywhere you can get music: iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, CD Baby. You know, anywhere.
Bandcamp? You got a Bandcamp?
I believe I am on Bandcamp as well. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
love when people are like, I think I'm on that website.
Well, I did one of those distribution deals where it's like they'll just
Yeah.
they put it
They do
everywhere,
everything,
and you
yeah.
just kind of like.
Oh, okay, all
You
right.
know.
that's when you say, oh, yeah, just everywhere.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that. And if somebody can't find you
look.
one place, trust me, they'll look another
Another-
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
It's like,
That's true.
are you on Spotify? Can people stream
I
you?
am on Spotify.
That's
Yep.
the best way to go because you
Yeah.
can find the music there and then you can buy it through.
That's right.
I
Or
guess
Amazon.
Apple Or Amazon.
Amazon's
Yep.
one of my favorite, actually.
That's
Yep.
easy. And you get free shipping with that.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
if you're a Prime member, yeah.
I love my Prime membership.
Is Amazon one of the sponsors?
No, we don't have sponsors here
I'm
on the
just
Dusty
kidding.
We need
Futon.
some.
It sounded like it. It
No,
was-
we're
no,
not
but-
getting sponsors
I know,
or
we need
advertisers. We're
But we
keeping
do
this
like
raw.
subscribers.
We do.
Yes.
Oh, subscribers, yeah.
Yes. You can subscribe for free at dustyfuton.com.
Or you can go to Patreon and pay a little bit of money every month.
For
and
back, behind the scenes videos that I've been making.
Support us and all of these musicians that are here
Yes.
because we are here for them and for you guys here. So
and we're here for Doug Schmude.
and Doug Schmude too. Yes,
Doug Schmude.
exactly.
He's quite a badass, this guy. Pretty
So,
talented.
what possesses you to write your music? Like, where do your inspirations typically come from for the music part?
Man, everywhere. I kind of joke. It sounds really, really cheesy, but I kind of joke that for me anyway, songwriting is like a lifestyle. I got to always be ready, and I'll be somewhere. I'll hear a news story, or I hear someone talking about something, or even just whatever. The way the light hits something some days,
Waiting
just
for an
kinda
incomplete
strikes you.
song to show up on my DAF board.
So do you usually start off with a lyric and then make a song, music to
It's
that?
a little bit of both. So I have these recordings that I do. Every time I get an idea, I record it. And I used to do it with an old, so how old I am, old cassette. And then it was like one of those little personal recorders. Now it's my
Yeah.
phone. But then when I get a bunch of them, I burn them to a CD. So I have this archive of all these ideas, and half of them are probably horrible. But, whatever. They're ideas at the time.
Right.
And sometimes I'll go back and mine those. I'll come up with an idea for a lyric or something, and I'll go and I'll pair it with something I wrote previously. And, so it kind of comes from all different, it's a hodgepodge, but you always kind of got to be ready.
Just kind of reaching out and taking little bits and pieces
Yeah.
from everywhere.
That's right, yeah.
Just life, man.
It's like
It is.
I got a lot of half-written songs that may get finished and may not. It's just whatever. You
Yeah.
just keep at it. You keep chipping away.
Well, and never call them terrible either, because you never know. People called Bohemian Rhapsody terrible
Yeah,
when it
that's
first
true.
came out.
You never know.
Never know.
And I cannot not sing along to that song when it comes on the radio.
It's
people
still
say
good.
Rush were terrible. That's the greatest band ever.
He's so biased. He
I
loves
know.
Rush. He's going to name his kid 2112. That's,
100%.
That way I don't have to get a tattoo of his name. I already got it.
exactly.
And you said he's not a drummer. He's obviously a drummer. Now it's
He wishes
Rush.
he was.
Neil Peart.
He just sits there in his room and looks at pictures of Neil Peart on
He
the
is
bed.
my god.
Like,
He
I love
is.
you, Neil.
I keep petting the
He's got Neil
album.
Peart above his bed. He's got a big old poster of him. He's like, yeah.
I bought the 2112 box set. It came with 5 LPs.
Did you go see his drum set when it went on tour? Because little did you know, his drum set went on tour without him.
By itself?
Yeah.
Wow. He's that good? He can.
Wouldn't be surprised. He used to. In
Well,
the
it was a
80s,
monster. Freaking.
in the 80s, he had to be lowered by crane into his drum set for some episode, or for some episodes.
Or they got to build it around him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We
Neil
keep
Peart.
getting off topic with you.
They're all good topics. I like them. They're good.
Well, that's good.
Oh, yeah, all three of us suffer from major ADD, so we
I think
apologize
it's pretty apparent
ahead
at
of
this
time.
point in time.
Yeah.
I'm
I like
pretty sure.
It makes
pretty
for
sure.
makes for good podcasts.
I think so.
We'd like
I
to
think so. I'd like more people to think so and to subscribe, but whatever.
They will. They will. While
They
they're
will.
checking out
They
Doug
will
Schmude
learn.
on
If you
Reverb
build
Nation.
it, they will come.
Yes.
Yes, they will.
So did you cruise down from Irvine today?
I did,
used to do
yeah.
that? Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
No
Good to
worries.
have
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
How long did it
Thank
take you?
you.
I stopped in Oceanside and had a beer, so it's hard to
nice.
say. It's hard to put it all
That's my
together.
hometown. Where'd you stop?
Bagby's.
Bagby's. Where's that at?
It's a brewery right on the main drag there. Somebody told me to go there.
That's my hometown.
I know.
Where is that?
I know that
don't
place like the back of my hand. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Somebody told me I needed to go to Bagby's, so I went there and had lunch and a beer and then came down.
You're like,
So-
well,
Hey,
I'm glad
was
I
it good?
stopped there.
Stopping
It
point.
was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. What's
This
a good time?
episode is sponsored by Bagby's.
Exactly.
It's Amazon and Rush.
Rush.
Jesus Christ.
So tell me more about your music, and I mean, we know where your inspirations come from, but I'm trying to think of a question to ask you and fill time at the same time. So I have no idea really what I want to ask
where you're
you.
going with
So
this?
I'm hoping you'll pick something
got
up and just
nothing.
start talking.
What's your
Nothing.
social security number and mother's maiden name?
What's your favorite color?
Wow.
So okay,
Trivia.
Do you have any children?
You picked up the
I
guitar.
do have children.
You picked up the guitar when? How old were you?
I was about 15, so
Was it the
Yeah.
girls thing? Oh, you had older brothers.
yeah.
Well, there's only two reasons. It's
There
either
are-
family or wanting to have a family.
Yes. I do tell my son, you're too young to be a father when he leaves.
Are the kids following in dad's footsteps? Are they picking it up?
My daughter for sure is really into playing music. Actually, whenever I gig and it's somewhere that she can make it out to. Actually, both of them will come and sing with me, which is
That's
pretty
got to
cool.
be a dream.
It is so much fun. They're
Having a daughter voice as well to accompany you with some harmonies and stuff. That's got to sound beautiful. Yeah,
And my
she's
son.
getting all-
So they're
You guys always make me cry.
they're
You cry every episode. What the hell?
they're 11-year-old twins. So they
really?
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Twins.
yeah. So my son's been singing with me too, but my daughter's she's way into music and theater and that sort of thing. So
Awesome. I have twins.
Boy,
too.
girl twins?
yep.
Wow.
Just like
Same
Kim and
here.
John.
It's always a
Not
trip
me,
that happens.
the other John. Another
Yeah.
John.
Oh, my husband, John.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
married.
but ours are 15. They're somewhere around.
They're
I got
somewhere
really-
you're looking for them. They on the wall.
pictures are right
There's
behind
pictures.
us.
That's what I was like.
Pictures. I was like,
Yeah.
are they in the fireplace?
Oh, they're hanging in the walls, peeking in.
Gotta make sure he's not watching me.
Exactly.
I put them away.
Getting creepy. Are these kids even real?
Nothing is real.
He's
Those
gonna
look
come
like
out of the Christmas tree behind you. Just like,
Reese, go back.
Those look like stock photos. I don't think your kids are even real. No, that's cool. 15, huh? Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No
that's
music.
pretty cool. So, do they play the same kind of style music that you also play, or?
No, my daughter's my son is into all kinds of stuff. My daughter's been taking piano and violin, and she loves classical music. Whenever I get in the car, she's always like, taking over my radio and putting on the classical channel, which is
Wow, that's
I
like
was
a
guilty of that,
parent's
too.
dream.
No,
I know. It's like, yeah, you're kind of like,
Jesus.
Like, how did that happen?
Like, where's your desire for mumble rap? Come on.
yes. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't even try with them. No,
That's awesome.
Don't tell
What about your
them.
son? Does he like music at all?
He does. He's into music, but he's just more into
Like-
video games right now.
Oh, yeah,
that's his,
gotcha.
That's his MO.
Yeah, it doesn't change that much over
No.
the years, at least these teenage years now.
Boys will be boys.
That's right.
I was playing Call of
boring
Duty last
parent
night.
stuff.
You ever play video games with them?
I do a little bit.
What's your
but,
favorite video game?
we'll do the Fortnite thing, and
Everybody's playing Fortnite
He's-
except me.
I
He's
play
way
it too.
into it.
Out.
I'm actually on Fortnite too, so you have to now.
Okay, so what's your handles then, so people can come and find you guys on Fortnite and play with you?
Reckless Zebra and
right.
Salty Hippie Joe.
Big John
These
ST.
are like awesome band names. I
Yeah,
want to use these.
my son just destroys me though. He laughs at me. I'm like the worst. I'm like aiming the wrong way, and he's shooting me in the back of the head. It's not pretty.
Gotta take pots down, man.
Yeah,
Oh my God! What about you, Big John? What's your handle?
Big John SD.
That's pretty clever.
Oh, yeah, he's so
Big John's D.
it's better than Big John's STD. So
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, awful close there.
It is awfully close, isn't it? Just that much.
yeah.
Missed it by that much.
He got that a fortnight ago.
There it is.
After that, should we hear another song?
Yes, I think that would be.
Which one do you want?
Let's do another story song 'cause it makes for interesting listening.
Is there
So
a fun, nice, rocky one?
Oh, yeah, we gotta.
A Rocky story?
A rocky story.
let's
A
do
rocky horror picture show.
let's do the My Daddy's Musket song. So let me tell you the story behind that.
Yes,
So
please.
There is one person left in the United States that is still getting paid pension benefits from the Civil War.
What?
And it's this woman, and she lives in North Carolina. And her dad was a Civil War vet, and he fought for actually both the Confederacy and the Union.
Oh.
He was originally a Confederate soldier, and then he defected and went to the Union. And then he had her, of course, when he was like 80. Yeah, gross, I know. But so she's
For a
like
second.
now
Hey,
80
they're still
something.
swimming at that age. We don't break until we're dead.
So she's now in her 80s?
She's now in her 80s, and she still gets a check every year from the government. The other thing she gets is she still gets angry letters from the Daughters of the Confederacy calling her a traitor and her dad a traitor.
God.
Wow.
So,
Talk about
anyway,
petty
How
bullshit.
did you come across this story?
Actually, this one was a friend of mine who knows I'm a songwriter and was like, "This sounds like a song you write," and I'm like, "Yes, it does." So I screwed with it for a while, and so the tune came out, and anyway, yeah.
Now I'm
Great.
really curious. I
I
have to
know.
ask, how much is that check that she gets?
Oh, it's like $80 or something, $76 a month or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
nothing. But yeah, she
but it's still coming.
is still
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 something.
paying, and
It's like they're still paying her in like hay pennies,
yeah, exact Confederate money. There
silver
you go.
certificates, and things like that.
Don't spend it all in one place.
All right, it's time to do another one. What was this one called again? We digress.
It's called
I
My
completely-
Daddy's Musket.
My Daddy's Musket. That's right. Love the name. My Daddy's Musket by Doug Schmude.
My daddy's musket is hanging above my fireplace, alongside my family treasures, alongside their mistakes. A century and a half gone by, people still acting like it was yesterday. And he fired that musket wearing gray, and he fired it wearing blue. There ain't no sense in you or I guessing what we do, lest we find ourselves walking round in my daddy's boots. I am my family's legacy, but their legacy ain't me. So put down your stones and leave my family be. For the same God judging us will be the same God judging thee.
What were they banging on there just a second ago? Is that just like a China splash or something?
Yeah, it's actually it's a little cheesy cymbal I have. I play the drums on this one. I played everything on this one, so that's why they sound so kind of cheesy, but that's me.
I like the sound of them. I think it suits the song.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea.
It sounds run down like a soldier in a war. You know?
I thought about redoing them, and I'm like,
No.
they work, so I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
you just got to go with it.
Awesome.
I think that was a good choice.
So many elements. You're so deep. Doug Schmude, he's a thinking man.
And meanwhile, almost to a man, the 26 was injured or dead. And my daddy lived out his days with pride, shame, relief, and regret. I am my family's legacy, but their legacy ain't me. So put down your stones and leave my family be. For the same God judging us will be the same God judging thee.
Doug, I gotta admit, I'm kind of going back to that dark place again. I thought we weren't gonna go here.
I'm bringing you down. I know. That's what I do.
I don't
Moody
feel-
Schmoody.
This isn't a dark song as much as it's a moody song.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's just kind of,
but it's interesting.
it's sullen more than desperation.
Okay, actually,
Even in my happy songs, people die. It's just how it works.
you're such an upbeat guy, Doug.
Now the daughters of the Confederacy best put their pens back in their drawer. If they want to call us traitors, they can come knock upon my door. And I'll pull that musket off the wall and once and for all settle this score. I am my family's legacy, but their legacy ain't me. So put down your stones and leave my family be. The same God judging us will be the same God judging thee.
Wow.
That was beautiful. Excellent
That was
placement of the
beautiful.
banjo too.
Thank you.
that
Yeah,
in
it's
the background there.
kind of cool. Just adding a little color, right?
Yeah, there's
Nothing-
lots of color in
nothing
that
fancy.
song. There's so many layers, and you do this all by yourself, mostly. I mean,
Yeah, mostly. I do.
Yeah.
So on this record, I did almost all I produced it myself. I did get a lot of help mixing and mastering, of course, but I did all the production pretty much myself. So.
Who we get some help from with the mixing? Let's.
Oh man, actually,
throw it out.
there's a lot of schmoodies out there, and
the popular Schmoody. That's only second behind Johnson and
Yeah.
Smith. You know?
I have 68 first cousins.
What?
Believe it
Whoa.
or not, and one of my first cousins is married to a dude named Andrew Dunbar, and he's a great mixing engineer and producer. Lives in Virginia actually, so he helped me a lot on this. so,
Nice.
yeah.
Sounds great.
He's gonna hate that
great.
I mentioned his name because
What?
he likes me. If you notice on the credits, he's some guy from Virginia. But
That's rad.
I got a bunch of shit from my dad because he's like, "Why didn't you call him by his name?" And I'm like, "He didn't want to be called by his
But
name."
that's perfect because now it's buried treasure. People are going to
Yes.
have to
Yeah.
go looking for that information. They're going to find it right here.
That's
on
right.
Dusty
This is the
Futon.
place where it
Beautiful.
comes out.
That's right.
One thing I like about that song is it's kind of an FU song. Like
Yeah.
she's basically telling
She's- yeah.
you're telling what she probably feels about Stop writing me damn letters. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
It's
when
not
he was
my
saying the same
family.
God judging, he
Yeah.
was the same God judging you.
Well, she anyway, from what I read about this her dad was a real cantankerous dude. Didn't take anything from anybody. So I kind of just presumed she was the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cantankerous. I challenge both of you
Wow.
guys to use that again later today.
Later
in
today.
a sentence.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I can't take her us anywhere.
Bonus points. A hyphenated version.
Oh my God, I owe you a high five.
Air high five.
Brilliant.
Slap.
Doug, thank you again for coming out here and
Yes.
sharing your story with us, your journey.
Thank you.
Be on the lookout for Doug Schmude. He's going to be up in like the Orange County, Irvine scene. He's all over the place. Check him out on Reverb Nation. There's a little bit about him there. Also, buy his CD. He's got one out there already called A New Century. And there's a new one on the way. Yes?
Actually, there's the one that just came out a couple months ago
Just
called
came out.
Burn These Pages. Yeah.
Burn These Pages. That's right. So go get those albums and go check them out in the scene. And again, I can't thank you enough for coming out here.
Yeah,
to Futon,
thank you
Doug
guys for having
Schmude.
me. A lot of fun.
Schmude.
Thank you, the Schmudies.
Schmude.
Big thank you to Doug Schmude for heading out to Rancho Bernardo to hang with us and share his story. Thank you to Tyler Johnson for hosting this episode. Major thank you to Spicy Kim of Wicked Tone Entertainment for co-hosting and for letting us record in her home studio. I'm Big John, your engineer, editor, and producer of this production of the Dusty Futon LLC. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to get all the newest episodes. You can find all the information you need on www.dustyfuton.com. If you love what we are doing and want to support our cause like Rick and our other supporters, please consider going to patreon.com/thedustyfuton and pledging to support for as little as $1 a month. Thank you again for listening to this episode of The Dusty Futon.